Okay, I'm live. Just a minute. Uh, so yeah, the for this stream is to learn something new. Especially right now, I'm focusing on uh, backend. I want to experience something new, and I just want to randomly choose a topic and develop myself as a developer, and just to touch those topics which are I am not compatible with, so that even if my future work was is something about that I have no knowledge about, I still able to figure it out because I has the habit of solving something. So yeah, that was the goal of these streams, for me to learn the fundamental concepts so that like it is easier for me to at the very least grasp the basic concept of every project, because the first principle of every language is uh, nevertheless is similar to each other. So yeah, just wanted to learn backend. Just give me a minute. Okay. So yeah, okay. Yeah. This is a website which is roadmap.sh. You can check it out. Check it out. Okay, but I was thinking of learning some concepts, and initially I am just reading them out for me to understand that these topics exist. Let's suppose just let me give some example. Let's say I'm talking about migration and what migration is and how does it works. So that like even if I'm trying to build something, let's suppose I want to build a backend for some applications, and if I don't know that that thing exists, I can't be able to even search about it on the Google. But if I know this thing exists and this is how it works at the ground level or at the very basic, so I will able to search about it. Let's suppose if I wanted to search about an array and I don't know about array, so even if it is any language, I have no knowledge about array, I will never able to figure it out that this problem is going to solve by array. So it is good to have a set of vocabulary or terminologies, so that like even if the language or the text text changes, you have a better understanding of that thing because you have done it once. So yeah, it will be easier for you to even switch from one language to another language depending upon the language. Let's suppose if you want to switch from Python to Rust, then definitely there are much more concept which is like currency, and there are other concepts which you needed to know. But yeah, if you have switching from C++ to some other language, it will be much more easier for you because you have dealt with most of the concept in it and you have a habit of solving something. So yeah, but right now I'm just wanted to get familiar with some of the terminology in backend. So I am following this guide, which is roadmap.sh. You can uh, go to this website, which is roadmap.sh/backend. You can you can watch from here, and this provide you with a beautiful explanation, and with them there is some free resources available, free article and videos. If you want to see what if you don't understand by reading, you can definitely watch some of the videos. And if this short explanation is not able to explain you in depth and you don't really understand what it actually means, or you need more explanation, you can go through with the article, because there was this article is also very famous articles which they have posted, and it is in deep detail because I have completed some of their courses. That is why I know that some of their free articles and resources are very good, and you can also check it out if you are comfortable with buying their paid courses. And there was an option where you can chat with AI regarding a certain topic. Let's suppose it is not included in the article or any where in this. You can ask an AI, or if you have any doubt about it, you can check it out from here. So this is the initial understanding that I wanted you to understand what is the objective of these type of streams, that I'm thinking of doing all this in a daily basis. So let's see where it goes. At the very last, what is the goal? Let me just do one thing. Okay, it was okay. So the goal was to okay. Let me just open a. So there was two, three goals that is needed to be achieved. Let me. So what is the goal? Okay. So the goal was to firstly familiar with the terminologies. This is the very first goal that I wanted to achieve, and this is the workflow. In general workflow of learning something, you familiarize with the basics terminologies, you familiarize with some of the libraries that are pre-built that you needed on a daily basis. Or there is two way of doing these things, which was to firstly is familiarize with something. Let's suppose if you are wanted to learn DSA, you go with any document, go with any tutorial. Let's suppose you go through from W3 school, which is a very good resource for learning DSA, the initial part. But yeah, it is a decent one. I can't complain. But yeah, let's suppose I wanted to learn DSA in C++, and I just go uh, learn to. I just wanted to learn C++, and I wanted to familiarize some of the basic syntax and libraries there that are present in it. So how comments work, how syntax works, how user works. For the first language, you needed to go through with these types of tutorials because you don't have the terminologies, or you don't have the vocabulary of that. Let's suppose if you wanted to input something, you don't know what it is, then how are you going to even search it in a different language? So for the first language, you needed to go with the tutorial and understand what it is saying and what are the terminologies. And after it, if you are comfortable with any language, let's suppose if it is your second language that you wanted to learn, you just start with any project. Let's suppose very basic project that you wanted to build in. Suppose I wanted to build a very basic project in Python, which is in Fast API. And if I am comfortable, or I am familiarized with the concept of how REST APIs works, so I will easily able to make that website or a public end or a REST endpoint, because I know the basic concept of it. I'm just going to go with the fast API, uh, fast API docs, and whenever I feel like that, okay, how does this thing works in it? So I just going to copy paste that particular command, and I'm just going to see how it works, and if there is a debugging thing required, I just debug it, and that is how it works. But for the first language, you definitely need to familiarize the terminologies, the basic terminologies that is in it. So yeah, that is our basic goal for the very first thing that we going to get with. Okay, where did that thing go? Okay, familiarize with the terminologies. Then the second goal was for us to um see some projects, uh, projects, maybe some open source. It could be some open source projects or whatever it is for the learning part. This is the second goal, and the last goal that I'm going to target, which is uh, building our own app. Own app, own application, depending upon what we are studying. Let's suppose I'm studying backend. I needed to build some of the backend projects which are given in here. You can just check it out from here. Just let's suppose the first project that they wanted us to build is task tracker. It is very simple project. If you have basic understanding of uh, how dictionary works, it will be very easier for you to build these type of projects. So yeah, this is the end goal for this type of streams. The end goal is definitely by building new projects and coming out of uh, comfortable zone and building something new. That is the end goal. And for each things that we are going to get through. Uh, let's suppose there are much more things, and there are front end, back end, full stack, DevOps, DevX. That I will not going to check each of them, but let's suppose whichever I'm interested in. Let's say I'm interested in machine learning. I'm going to check it them out, and then if there is projects in here, I'm going to make project all by myself. So yeah, that is the goal. So let's start the stream. This is the intro that I wanted to give you guys. So yeah, let's just start it out. Mm, and let's say if I wanted to explain you something, I think am more comfortable of explaining something in Hindi, but why am then why am I speaking in English? Because I am a fourth year graduate, which who wants uh, improve their English for their interview. So that is why even if at the very start my English is not very good, but I wanted it to improve. If I speak even for 1 hour at daily basis, I think I was able to somehow improve my English. So yeah, just bear with it. Okay, just a minute. Okay, something arrives. Uh, okay. So firstly, the intro backend development focuses on the server side logic of a web application. Okay, तो मतलब वही है कि सर्वर साइड लॉजिक के ऊपर डिपेंड करता है, मतलब कि दो चीज़ें होती हैं, एक तो सर्वर साइड पर रेंडर हो रहा होता है, मतलब जो हम लोग देख पा रहे हैं एज ए डेवलपर, एंड देन एक होता है क्लाइंट साइड रेंडर, मतलब क्लाइंट साइड जो क्लाइंट देख पा रहा है। तो जो बैकएंड डेवलपमेंट होता है वो ज़्यादा फोकस करता है सर्वर साइड डेवलपमेंट, सर्वर साइड लॉजिक ऑफ अ वेब एप्लीकेशन, हैंडलिंग डेटा स्टोरेज, processing and security. It involves building and maintaining the infra that powers the user-facing front end, ensuring seamless communication between client and database. Uh, this includes tasks like creating APIs and managing database, okay, and implementing authorization and authentication mechanism. हाँ, तो मतलब इसको तो इतना ज़्यादा कुछ ऐसा फोकस करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है, बट ये है कि सर्वर साइड पे लोड करने के लिए, देन डेटा स्टोरेज को हैंडल करना, वेब एप्लीकेशन हैंडल करना, प्रोसेसिंग करना, सारा जो मतलब जो भी चीज़ें बैकएंड के अंदर आती है, जो आप सामने देख पा रहे हो, अगर को वो चीज़ें वर्क कर रही हैं तो वो बैकएंड के थ्रू ही वर्क कर रही है, और मोस्ट सारी चीज़। तो वही सब चीज़ें बैकएंड के अंदर आती हैं। हाउ डज द इंटरनेट वर्क्स? इंटरनेट इज अ global network of interconnecting computers using TCP and TCP/ICP protocols. Okay, this thing ये चीज़ थोड़ा सा समझ में नहीं आती है। ओके, Okay. So requesting travel through IP to DNS server for domain to IP translation. Okay. How does internet works? Uh, ये तो मतलब पढ़ने की जरूरत नहीं है अच्छा कि वही सही है. As a developer, it is important to have a solid foundation of what internet is and how it works. It is a foundation upon which most modern software are built. In order to build an efficient and secure and scalable application and server, you need to have a solid understanding of how the internet works and how leverages power and connectivity. In this article, we will cover about this. What is internet? I don't know it to understand it. How the internet works. Let's see this. इंटरनेट के अंदर तो कैसे है वो सब चीज़ बेसिक डेफिनेशन है एट अ हाई लेवल द इंटरनेट वर्क्स बाय कनेक्टिंग डिवाइसेस ओके दैट इज हाउ इंटरनेट वर्क्स एंड टुगेदर using a set of standardized protocols. These protocols define how information exchange between devices. Okay, this is a simple enough thing to understand, I guess, and ensuring the data is transmitted from reliable, securely. The core of internet is global network of interconnecting routers which are responsible of directing traffic between different devices and systems. Okay, तो जो core है इंटरनेट का वो है तो global network of interconnected routers which are responsible for directing traffic. Okay, जो भी ट्रैफिक आ रहा है उस चीज़ पे उसको between different devices and systems उसको अलग अलग सिस्टम पे redirect करना. And when you send data and over the internet, it broke up into small packets that are send your sent from your device to a router. The router examines the packet and forward it to the next router in the path towards its destination. Okay, this process continue until the packet reaches its final destination. Okay, ठीक है तो कुछ ऐसे ही चीज़ें वर्क करती है जैसे इंटरनेट वर्क्स अगर मैं सर्च करूँ एंड देन मतलब this is how internet works. Whatever whatever is it in internet, it is converted into small packets, and there is a set of protocol how things are going to communicate with each other. And there was HTTP, there request which, and there is TCP, there is IP, there is FTP, there is some set of protocols that is how you connect from your computer to the internet. So yeah, these packets are stored in the router and they just okay, this is bounce back from one to another. ये चीज़ें तो आई गेस पढ़ी ही होंगी मोस्ट ऑफ द लोगों ने. जैसे अभी पैकेट पड़ा हुआ है इंटरनेट पे, पैकेट्स में पड़ा हुआ है SPC के थ्रू हम लोगों ने कनेक्ट करा, देन मॉडेम लगाया राउटर के थ्रू हम लोग कनेक्ट कर पा रहे हैं अपने गेमिंग कंसोल, डेस्कटॉप, लैपटॉप, किसी भी चीज़ के साथ. ओके, this looks like a good website to read. I guess better than this, I guess. Let's read this. How does the internet work? Good question. The internet growth has become explosive and it seems impossible to escape, escape the bombardment of w.com seen and constantly on television, uh, heard on radio and seen in magazine. Because the internet has become such a large part of our life, a good understanding is needed to understand the new tools. ठीक है, ये तो basic intro हो गया. Where to begin? इंटरनेट एड्रेस बिकॉज द इंटरनेट इज ग्लोबली नेटवर्क. ओके आई गेस इसकी टर्मिनोलॉजी एंड उसकी टर्मिनोलॉजी में थोड़ा सा फर्क है बट इट हैज़ अ बेटर डायग्राम बट ओके. इसको बंद कर देते हैं, इसको देखते हैं. हाउ इज इट डिफाइंड इन हियर. At a level the internet works and connecting you, ठीक है ये पढ़ लिया था. Then the core of the internet, ठीक है ये भी चीज़ पढ़ ली थी. To ensure that the packet are sent and received correctly the internet using a variety of protocol, जो चीज़ मैंने आपको समझाई थी कि पैकेट सही सही से सेंड हो रहे हैं और रिसीव हो रहे हैं एट अ रिसीवर एंड और एट अ यूजर एंड फ्रॉम द इंटरनेट. देयर आर some set of protocols that are defined, uh, variety of, including the Internet Protocol (IP) and the TCP, which is Transmission Control Protocol. IP is responsible for routing packages to their IP is responsible for routing packages to their correct destination. Okay, IP जो होता है वो responsible होता है to route packages to their correct destination, while TCP ensures that the packages are transmitted reliable in the correct order. Okay, तो TCP क्या करता है कि वो चीज़ करेक्ट ऑर्डर में जा रही है, ये चीज़ आंसर करने का काम करता है. और आईपी क्या करता है कि वो करेक्ट डेस्टिनेशन में जा रही है, करेक्ट डेस्टिनेशन में राउट हो रही है, जो भी पैकेट्स हैं उसको आंसर करने का काम करता है. दिस इज समथिंग. ओके, शुड आई मेक notes? That's a great question, but how? Uh, Here is what I do. Let's make say. Okay, let's make that here. Let's start from here. Let's just copy paste this thing. This is answer set of protocols. Okay. This looks good to me. Okay. The first noted image about internet. Let's just keep the key points here. Second, just I think YouTube here. YouTube. Okay, the size of this thing. Just wanted it to be a little bit larger so that I was able to find it. Okay, this thing needed to be smaller. Small. Looks good to me. Okay, this is about uh, internet. Yeah, we are learning this thing. Let's just do one thing. Do this thing. Copy paste this. Paste it here. Okay, it's not. Okay. Ah, looks good. Yeah. So that is how TCP and IP work. In addition to this core protocol, there are a wide range of other protocols that are used to enable communication and data exchange over the internet, including DNS. DNS is Domain Name System. The Hypertext Transfer Protocol, which is HTTP, and Secure Socket Layer, and transport layer security, which is SSL, and TLS. This thing I am familiar with because यहाँ पे एक SSL certificate लगता है. I guess this is to ensure that this website is fully secure. एक प्रोजेक्ट के दौरान मैंने भी ये सीखा था, but to convert your HTTP website to HTTPS, you needed as SSL certificate. So this thing is somewhat familiar with, but not totally की तो actual meaning क्या है उसकी वो मुझे भी नहीं पता. तो yeah, let's read different things because I guess नीचे दिया हुआ है. ठीक है, इस पे बाद में आता है, पहले ये पढ़ते हैं. As a developer, it is important to have a solid understanding of how these different terminologies and protocols works to ensure communications and data exchange over the internet. Definitely very true. Basic concept and terminologies to understand the internet. Okay, let me just remove this thing because I think this thing needed to be copied from my end. Yeah, let's just save it as it is. My screenshot it. Okay, this looks good to me. Let's just make it a little smaller. Yeah, looks good. Basic terminologies. Let me write basic concept and terminologies. Yeah. Looks good. Yeah. So these are the basic concepts and terminologies. So what are packets? Packets, a small unit of data that are transmitted over the internet. तो वही छोटे छोटे जो भी पैकेट्स होते हैं, लेट्स सपोज हम कुछ चीज़ अपलोड करना चाहते हैं इंटरनेट पे, तो वो छोटे छोटे पैकेट्स में जाके अपलोड होती हैं. एंड वो स्मॉल पैकेट्स को ही हम स्मॉल यूनिट ऑफ डेटा को ही हम लोग पैकेट्स कहते हैं. एंड देन देर इज another terminology which is router, a device that direct packet of data between different networks. Okay, that is router. कि ए जो भी डिफरेंट पैकेट्स है उसको डायरेक्टली डिफरेंट पैकेट ऑफ डेटा उसको डायरेक्टली डायरेक्ट करना डिफरेंट नेटवर्क्स पे, तो वो राउटर का काम है. That is IP address, a unique identification. दे मतलब हर एक डिवाइस का एक स्पेसिफिकली IP एड्रेस होता है. लेट्स सपोज आपके घर का एड्रेस, उसको ऐसा समझ सकते हो क्या. लेट्स सपोज ये अगर आप हो तो आप यहाँ पे हो, इस चीज़ के कैसे आप लाइक चीज़ें को डिफाइन कर सकते हो. लेट्स सपोज आप एक अगर ओरिजिन ले लो. ओके, अगर आप ये ओरिजिन ले लो तो आप यहाँ पे हो फ्रॉम ओरिजिन इज डिफाइनिंग. लेट्स सपोज दिस इज 0,0 and you are at 4,4. तो दिस इज योर IP एड्रेस इन सम वे. ठीक है, तो आप कहाँ पर हो या फिर वो चीज़ कहाँ पर है या आपका घर कहाँ पे है, आप एक वो एग्जाम्पल ले सकते हो. तो दैट इज व्हाट IP एड्रेस इन सिंपल टर्मिनोलॉजी, इन सिंपल लैंग्वेज आई वुड से. तो हाँ, ये चीज़ है IP एड्रेस. देन देर इज समथिंग विच इज डोमेन नेम. क्योंकि IP एड्रेस होता है एक नॉर्मल नंबर्स में होता है. दैट इज ऑफ आई गेस that is of 32 bits. This is specifically for IPv4, and there is something which is IPv6 also, but अभी IPv4 के लिए देख लेते हैं. तो उसमें चीज़ें ऐसे डिवाइडेड रहती हैं कि जो पहला वाला था उसको हम लोग ऑक्टेट कहते हैं, मतलब चीज़ें ऑक्टेट में डिवाइड होती हैं। एंड 8 8 8 एंड 8 यू कैन डेफिनेटली टेल कि उसे ऑक्टेट क्यों कहते हैं, लेकिन 8 चीज़ों में 8 8 चीज़ों में डिवाइडेड है। पहला वाला पूरा जो पार्ट होता है वो 8 बिट्स में होता है, देन सेकंड पार्ट इज फ्रॉम सेकंड पार्ट भी 8 बिट में, देन थर्ड पार्ट भी 8 बिट में, देन चौथा पार्ट भी 8 बिट में, दे आर डिवाइडेड विथ डॉट। सो अगर देखा होगा, अगर थोड़ा आइडिया है, तो दिस इज फॉर द लोकल होस्ट 0.0.1, ठीक है। इस पे अगर आपने काम करा होगा तो दिस इज ऑल्सो 8 बिट IPv4 IP एड्रेस। I'm just confused about something. Let me just search it out. तो जो ये होता है, ये आपके लोकल मशीन को रेफर करता है, ठीक है। 127.0.0.1, ठीक है। और लोकल होस्ट भी आपकी लोकल मशीन को रेफर करता है, ठीक है। तो उसके बाद उसके बाद वाली सारी चीज़ें होती है, ठीक है। तो ये इसमें एक समरी दे रखी है, इस चीज़ को आप डोमेन और होस्ट नेम कह सकते हो, ठीक है। और ये जो चीज़ है ये एक न्यूमेरिकल आईपी एड्रेस है। तो अभी यहाँ पे दिया भी रहेगा डोमेन नेम और आईपी एड्रेस में जो फ़र्क रहता है। लेट्स सपोज google.com का भी आईपी एड्रेस होगा google.com, ठीक है। आईपी एड्रेस विच इज़ ओके, यहाँ मैं भूल गया। तो इसको अगर आप रीडायरेक्ट करोगे तो ये आपको गूगल पे रीडायरेक्ट कर देता है। There is this also which is in, I guess, 4.4. Yeah, these both are google.com public DNS, ठीक है। And there is this which is IPv6 IP address of Google। तो ये तो ऐसे दिखेगा नहीं, बट IPv4 जो एड्रेस है गूगल का वो ये रहा, ठीक है। तो अगर आप ये सर्च करोगे ओवर द इंटरनेट तो ये आपको रीडायरेक्ट कर देगा google.com पे। Yes, this should work. Okay, this is not working. और लोकल मतलब DNS तो उसका वही है, देन IP एड्रेस public DNS। Okay, V6 is this okay, Mac का अलग है, Windows का अलग है, Linux का अलग है, which is this changing DNS with this okay, this is even for me। Now I'm just setting them out। Routers is this I just wanted to search something which is IPv4 address of google.com. Uh, this thing will work. Let's check it out. Into our website. Okay, this thing should work. Okay, this thing works, but what was it? I guess it was this. Yeah. So this is the IPv4 address of google.com. It is taking some time, but yeah, at the end it is rendering google.com. So the difference between IP address and domain name, as you can clearly see, is the uh, numerical value of that code octet of 4 parts is IP, and where domain name is something like google.com or some other name, let's suppose amazon.in or anything such that. So yeah, that is the difference between them. And there is something which is called DNS, which is domain name system, is responsible for translating domain name into IP. So this is the thing which is responsible for if you wanted to attach your domain name to a certain IP, you needed to set DNS. I have done it in a company that I have previously worked upon, where when I wanted, I like there is a different website from where we needed to firstly buy a domain name that we wanted to, uh, and then we needed to set the DNS from there, wherever like we buy from. Let's suppose it is from Daddy. I guess there is a website which is what is it? Daddy name, I guess. GoDaddy. Okay, yeah. GoDaddy. So this is where you can buy some .com web domain names, and there are different platforms that sells different uh, domain names. You can buy from there, and then you just needed to set a DNS, where the what DNS does, it is going to translate the domain name into that IP address. That okay, you are calling for this specific IP address, it is going to redirect to that IP address, and still maintaining your domain name in the URL. So yeah, that is the work of DNS. And how HTTP works, the HTTP hypertext transfer protocol is used to transfer data between a client and a server, such as website. Okay, so this its work is to transfer data through a protocol which is a hypertext transfer protocol, to transfer data from client side uh, to the server side, I guess, or data between client side. Okay, it is both way. So there was some other thing also, which is okay, internet protocol to transfer the desk to okay. So it was extension of this thing. I got it. And there is okay, the difference between HTTP and HTTPS is in HTTP the connection is not secure, or your text can clearly view by anyone if they have your IP, And if it is HTTPS, it is an encrypted version of HTTP, where that is used to provide a communication between a client or server side, and it is a secure way to transfer your data from client side to server side or server side to client side. So that is why most of the websites that are you have seen is actually HTTPS. In here you can also see HTTPS website. Let me show you a HTTP website also, which is, let me just uh, you know, maybe this is a HTTP website right now. Even I'm not sure because this is a website. It should be HTTP. If it is not, then I need to search some of the website. HTTP website. Yeah. So here you can see it is not a secure website because yeah, you can see it is a HTTP website. So it is saying your communication between you from your side to the server side is not secure. If you want to proceed with it, be it on your own risk. Uh, and there is something which is called SSL, which is the secure socket layer, or and transfer layer security protocol are used to provide secure communication over the internet. So for you to convert from HTTP to HTTPS, you need something called SSL, which is secure socket layer, which is going to encrypt your data for for you to have a better uh, protected conversation between client to server or server to client. Understand these basic concept and terms is essential for working with the internet. That is definitely true because these are the concepts that I am somehow familiar with because I have deployed some website over the cloud where I needed to uh, deploy the where I needed to deploy website over the internet or over the cloud. Firstly, I just deployed it in cloud, and they just provide me with a IP, and that IP I needed to attach with some domain name. So what I did was to firstly purchase a domain name, and then whichever IP is provided by the cloud. Let's like let's say provided by, in my case it was AWS. So AWS provide me with a public IP, and I just go to GoDaddy, and I just uh, like customize the DNS that I wanted this domain name to redirect to this IP. So that HTTP connection converted that gave me a HTTP connection. Even then also after like configuring the DNS, and after that I just created a SSL certificate for my domain. After then only the HTTP connection converted into HTTPS secure connection. So that is why I am somewhat familiar with these concepts, but I just wanted to understand it with a proper definition. Uh, Understanding this concept, I totally understand all this thing. It is definitely a must-known concept because in either way you are going to familiarize with them, but it is better to understand, to have at least a basic level of definition of them, because after doing all this, and right now when I'm reading their definitions, I have get a better understanding of how things are working, because I configure the DNS, but I don't know what DNS is doing. I just know the DNS is doing something and domain name is redirecting to IP. And after reading the definition, I just somewhere understand that how things are working. So yeah, it is a great experience. The role of protocol in the internet. Let's learning this now. Protocols plays a critical role in enabling communication and data exchange over the internet. Protocol is a set of rules and the standard that defines how information is exchanged between devices and system. Okay. प्रोटोकॉल जो एक अहम भाग निभाता है to enable communication between data exchange over the internet. तो वो एक सेट ऑफ रूल्स है, काइंड ऑफ ऐसे समझ सकते हो कि हाँ ठीक है, इस वे ये चीज़ आप कर सकते हो और ये चीज़ें अलाउड नहीं है, ठीक है. तो that is what protocol is. There are many different protocol used in internet and internet communication, including the IP, which is Internet Protocol, the TCP, which is Transmission Control Protocol, and the UDP, which is User Datagram Protocol. And there is something which is DNS, which is Domain Name System, which is also we are familiarized with it. How what it is doing? It is just directing your domain name to your IP address and many other protocols. There are other protocols also. Yeah. IP is responsible for routing package of data to their correct destination. We have learned this. While TCP and UDP ensure that packages are transmitted and reliable and efficient, DNS is used to translate domain name into IP address. Okay, so IP is responsible for routing packages routing packets of data to their correct destination. So IP is responsible for that. We have previously learned that while TCP और जो ये सब चीज़ें होती हैं वो reliable और efficient package transmission प्रोवाइड करवाती हैं and DNS is responsible for translating कि ये domain name is redirecting or defining or this IP, and HTTP is used to transfer data between client side to server side. ठीक है, इस यहाँ से वहाँ डेटा ट्रांसफर करने का काम HTTP करता है. DA जो वो डोमेन नेम है वो इस IP से जुड़ा हुआ है, उसका काम DNS करता है. एंड जो सेट ऑफ प्रोटोकॉल्स बने हुए हैं वो है TCP, UDP. एंड जो एक जगह जो सही जगह पे चीज़ें जा रही नहीं जा रही है उस चीज़ कंसिडर करने का काम करता है IP, which is Internet Protocol. तो ये pretty easy. One of the key benefit of using standard protocol is that they allow devices and system from different manufacturers and vendors to communicate with each other seamlessly. For example, a web browser deployed by one company can communicate with web server deployed by another company as long as they both advise to HTTP protocol. Okay. Uh, they just this is just a unnecessary definition that really don't require it. Let's just skip it. As a developer, it is important to understand the various protocol used in internet. Okay, this is they are just repeating themselves. This thing is not really required, and this thing is also not required. I don't know why this is has put an in it. Understand the IP address and domain name. IP address and domain name are both important concept to understand and when working with the internet. Okay, let's just skip it. And IP is okay. I just explained this thing. What is a IP and what is a domain name? So I'm going to skip this both of them. You can read it out if you wanted to understand it more better. If I was not able to make you understand those topics, so you can just read them out. DNS is a critical part of internet infra. responsible for translating domain name into IP address. When you enter a domain name in your browser, your computer sends a DNS query to DNS server, which returns a corresponding IP address. Your computer then uses that IP address to connect to a website and other resources you are requested. Okay. So DNS का critical role रहता है तो इंटरनेट इंफ्रा में, जो कि हम लोगों ने पहले ही जाना था डीएनएस का क्या काम है। डीएनएस का एक सिंपल सा काम है टू ट्रांसलेट दी डोमेन नेम टू कि वो इस आईपी पे वो लाइक रीडायरेक्ट कर रहा है या फिर वो मीन करता है कि इस आईपी को, ठीक है। This is just repeating. Let's just skip this thing also. Introduction to HTTP and HTTPS. These things I just explain it to you. Building application with TCP. Okay, this is something interesting. Building application with TCP and IP. TCP is, it stands for Transmission Control Protocol, and IP stands for Internet Protocol. Is to underlying communication protocol and used by most internet-based applications and servers. It provides a reliable, ordered, and error-checked delivered of data between application running on different devices. Okay, that's nice to hear. When building an application with TCP and IP, there are few keys to understand. Uh, there are few key concept to understand. Okay, this is something that I needed to copy. Let me just do one thing. Let me just try to. That is why I'm just copying them. Oh, sorry, taking a screenshot of them because I know this thing will happen. Is it looking cool? It is not even getting in the frame, so let me do one thing. Let me just try thing. Let me make it at the point where it is okay. Very small probably here. Can make it a little smaller more. Let me okay. This looks still good to me. Not to the point where I really okay. This is too much now. Let me just a little more. This looks fine. And let me do the same thing for this thing also, so that there is a consistency. And I was able to copy paste them also if I needed to. Yeah, not bad. Basic concept of this thing. And there is this, which is what, which is uh, building application. When building application, there are a few. Okay, let me just copy paste it fully. Looks good. Looks good to me. Okay, perfect. I guess this can't be more perfect than this. Yeah. So what is a port? Port are used to identify the application or service running on a device. Each application or service is assigned a unique port number. allowing to data to send to correct destination. Okay, ports are used to identify the application or servers running on a device. Okay, each application or server is assigned to a unique port. Okay, okay, allow data to send to a correct destination. So there is this thing which is port. What it is? Let me explain it to uh, at a at a point where you can understand it better. So let's say if github.com is a domain name. I just don't want this thing. So let me just delete it out. So let's say this is a domain name. So domain name also have some of the ports, supports or a word. Let's say I just want to redirect inside that domain name or inside that IP address to a certain destination. So it is a port. So this rahulsamant.com is inside this IP address which github.com, but inside it there is a certain that the destination which is what we call port. So Rahul Samant, this is the port. I'm just redirecting it to. And if you are familiar with this thing, which is this, then this is a port. Uh, 8000 is a port. So yeah, identify the application which is running at that particular ports. And then there is sockets. I think I just messed up the definition of port. I don't know because I'm not familiar with this concept, so maybe I'm wrong at some point. Just don't blindly follow me, I would say. Let's just move on because I think using identification. Let me just do ChatGPT. What is difference in, okay, want to in this, if this is IP address. Okay, this is not IP address. This is uh, and comma. This is port. Then what is this? Okay, this is route. Yeah, I remember. Let even then let me just search it. What is this? This is route or the path, you could say. Yeah, this is endpoint or path. We will familiarize it in the future. Now, what is path? What is this? I think this is what truly is. Okay, let me just. I guess let me just search it. Why is it not redirecting me to? Is it not hearing it? It is hearing it in. Then which port? Which port is github.com deployed to? Yeah, what is the port of? Okay, it is 447. Let me just search 447. What was it? 443. Sorry, my bad. 443. Yeah. Huh? What the heck? github.com 443. Yeah, okay, so it was in this destination at particular, and if I search something else, let's say I wanted to search this, it is not going to list. Okay, it is listening because it is a HTTPS connection, because as you can see, okay, HTTP. But let's say if I wanted to search something else which is totally different, github.com, and let's say I wanted to search 100, it is not going to show me anything because it is not the correct port that GitHub is deployed to. So this is port, and there is like two three concepts which is initially what we have learned about what is a IP address, and the very specific even in the IP there is something which is a port, and if you are redirecting to that port, then only the application is going to listen you. At the simple language, port are used to identify the application or server running on a device, and each application or server is assigned to a unique port number. There is this thing and allowing data to send to the correct destinations. Okay, so this is something to make it more secure, I guess. And there is something which is sockets. A socket is a combination of an IP and a port. Okay, so सॉकेट क्या है, आईपी और पोर्ट को कंबाइन कर दिया हम लोगों ने, तो फिर जैसे ओके तो आईपी google.com क्या भी कहती है, 1 2, जैसे हम लोगों ने ये इन दोनों को कंबाइन कर दिया, 1 1 2 7.0.0.1 विच इज रेफरिंग टू माई लोकल सीन, एंड उसमें भी 8000 विच इज दिस इज पोर्ट, एंड इन कंबाइन दिस ऑल थिंग्स इट इज सॉकेट. ठीक है, तो दिस इज बैकएंड. या तो ये चीज़ है, सॉकेट इज अ कॉम्बिनेशन ऑफ आईपी एंड ठीक है, ये चीज़ हो गया. एंड a combination is there an extension where, okay, so let me just, is there a extension with which I could be able to write or make a whiteboard in simple term in any website there. Okay. This classroom extension, let me just search it out. It is a 5. Okay, yeah, I needed to search this thing. This is a very bad thing, I don't need it. Let me search something else. Web autonomous. This looks decent enough to me. It has a decent enough reading also. The entire screen area. This looks good. Okay, what happened? Nothing. Draw any site. There is this also. Is there a Chrome extension? White code for web. Let me search something like this. This is also very good website. I like two websites, which is eraser.com and this excella.grow. You can check it out. Whiteboard AI, Canva whiteboard. This is a very bad rating website. Website Antonomy tool. It has a decent review. Let me just check this out. Let me check it out. Let me just pin it. If I cross it, if I do it again, I just need it to. How is it going to delete? I need eraser to delete everything. Selected everything. This is a nice thing. Here I can screenshot it also. I can make total whiteboard, which is a great thing to have. Where I can understand and I can. Okay, this is a nice extension for me especially. So yeah, we figured out how things work. So where were we? We were in socket. So yeah, sockets. Let me just cover it till here, and after then I needed to sleep for today. We will resume from where we left by tomorrow. So yeah, let's just finish this thing at the very least. Socket is a combination of IP and a port number representing a specific endpoint for communication. Sockets are used to establish connections between devices and transfer data between applications. Okay, this is the same thing. Uh, Basically, socket is nothing less, which is a combination of IP and a port or a respective specific endpoint. So this is what a socket is all about. We don't need to understand it more than that. Okay, let me explain. Let me read out the communication. A connection. Sorry, a connection is established between two sockets when two devices want to communicate with each other. During the connection establishment process, the device negotiate various parameters such as maximum segment size and window size, which determine how data will transmitted over the connection. Okay, so you can think of it as, let's say, how you able to look a certain thing. Let's say if you are looking uh, it in iPhone, this website looks something like this. If you are looking it in, let's say, uh, either is there a tablet or something like this, Surface Duo, it looks like this. If you are looking in a tablet or like auto switch mode, it looked like this. And if you look it in normal way, it look like this. So depending upon, okay, where was it? Where were we? Yeah, a connection is established between two sockets where two devices want to communicate. Your device want to communicate to what is loaded in the server. So during the communication establishment process, the device negotiate various parameters. So uh, it communicate between the parameters. There are different sets of parameter. Let's say for this it is 120 for the width and 80 for the length or the height. Okay. And for different things it is different. Like for iPhone XR it is the width is 414 and the height is 896. So that is what it written here. They negotiate various parameters such as maximum segment size, window size, which determines how data will be transmitted over the connection. So this is what communication is all about. And there is one last topic for today, which is data transfer. Once a communication is established, data can be transferred between applications running on each devices. Data is typically transmitted in segment, and with each segment connected a sequence number and other metadata to ensure reliable reliable delivery. Okay, so it is something which is okay. So there is uh, where is it? This is the remote address. This is the port number, and this overall is the uh, this overall is the what is it? I forgot. A socket. So this overall is the socket for us. And data transfer, once the data is connections, I don't find that thing. If I find it after day after today, I will share with you. But data transfer is a simple thing, as the definition suggests. Once a connection is established, data can be transferred between applications uh, running on each devices, and data is typically transferred in segment. So they are data is then uh, transferred in packet or segment of packet, with each segment containing a sequence number and other metadata with it. So what does segment contain? It contains okay. So there this let's say this is the segment. So what does it contain? Okay. So it contain, do we have okay. So what does it contain? It contain a sequence number with it and there is something else with it which is called metadata. So if you don't know what metadata is, so metadata is a information or a log basically about for the server to better understand that if it is successfully delivered to you or not. So let me show it to you for you to better understand what truly a metadata is. So let me just refresh it. So okay, let me just standardize it. So for this thing, let's say this thing, okay, but I don't know. So let's say this. Okay. Why is it happening? I'm just double clicking it. That is why. So for this, you can see a metadata or a report. This is also metadata. But if there is a clear metadata written here, uh, review response data. It, yeah. Yeah, so this is also metadata that how things has work out. So this is the metadata. But is there a clear? There is not defined that thing. But yeah, metadata is if it is available somewhere. Yeah, this is proper metadata. manifest.json. It is generally in JSON format to better understand by the system. So what that is what data transfer is. So they are transmitting data is transmitted in segment, and segment contains two things. One of them is sequence number and another was metadata to ensure that something is डिलीवर्ड और नॉट कि मतलब चीज़ें डिलीवर्ड हुई है नहीं हुई हैं वो मेटाडेटा के अंदर रहता है फॉर द सिस्टम और फॉर द सर्वर तो दैट इज़ फॉर ऑल फॉर टुडे if you have any question you can tell me on YouTube, you can DM me on. Okay, let me do it. I know no one is watching me, but still I just wanted to repeat this thing, even if there is no one for me to say those things. But yeah, if you have any questions for me, uh, I just looked my stream and the stream was stopped at a particular segment. I just thought that nothing is shared on the stream, and I just feel like I am just so stupid. Why I don't look on the stream that is it visible to everyone or not. So, but that was not the case because the stream was stopped at a particular segment. I just get my liver out for some moment, but let's just skip this thing. So yeah, that is all for today. Let's just continue after this for tomorrow. I really want to continue, but I have a set of schedule that I just don't want to disrupt because I wanted to sleep by 2 or at max by 3. So yeah, that is all for today. I try to stream early so that I can stream more. I try to stream by 12 so that I was able to stream at the very least for 2 hour or 3 hour. I stream uh, by one today, so the I stream overall I guess 1.5 hour. It is almost 1.5 hours. So that is all for today. It uh, for this week. I just try to finish all this thing. Let's see where we go. And after I get a set, I think I get a understanding of these things. This is pending in process. Let me just update the progress. After that, I just understand what HTTP is. I think I have understanding what HTTP is and what is a domain name. I will start from what hosting is, I guess, and DNS and how it works. I know how it works. I just skip these topics. I don't think so. There is something that I need to learn about it, or maybe just I get a walkthrough that. Okay, this is something new. Okay, yeah, that's good. So yeah, that is all for today. Let me stop today's live stream. Hope you have nice time and let's meet to tomorrow at the same time. Good night to everyone.